Jnana Shalake, Shakshurumilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhistam Stapitan Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantigam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam. Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Shri Radha Krishna Padasagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitusha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta. Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Vishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Haripriye. Vanchakapa Taru Vyaschakipa Sindhu Vye Vacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let's start without wasting any single moments. If you are ready,
should I start?
Yeah.
I'll start, Prabhu.
Please start.
Let's get this over with.
Please, good start.
Okay, so I'll start. Chapter 4, Text 9. Janma karma chamitevyam evam yovite tatvataham chaktvadeham punarjanma naite mamete sarjana. Translation. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode or
Haribo, thank you.
Another one, text 11. Yayatamam prapachante tamshataiva pachamyaham mama vartma navartante manushaha partha sarvasaha. Translation. As all surrender unto me, I will reward them. No, as all surrender unto me, I'll reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my paths in all respects, O son of Pritha.
Haribol.
Haribol. Text
No, that is
12.
That is enough. Don't worry, that is enough.
No longer text 12?
No, not 12. Text 12. So you are so fired up. Oh, very good.
Okay.
It's only 9. It's already 9:11. Okay. Oh, okay. You want to add 12? Okay, let us hear you. Go ahead.
Let's see, Prabhu. So text 12. Kangshantaha karmanam siddhim yajanta yadevataha shibram hi manushaloke.
CD.
What is it?
CD.
Siddhir bhavate karmacha. Translation.
Very good.
Translation. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship demigods. Accordingly, what is it? Quickly, of course, men quickly, of course. I'm gonna repeat. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive works in this world. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Clap for her, everybody. She just started and she's very fired up. Thank you for boosting everyone's morale. Okay, so who wants to go second next? No wasting of time.
I will go, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. Good.
Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sarjuna. Translation. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving this body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Text 4.11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyaham mam vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvasa. Translation. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. Hare Krishna.
Haribo, thank you very much. Now you see now, today you are very fluent. By the end of Friday, you will just be chewing like you are chewing puri, you know. It will become part of you. So who wants to go next? Let's be fast. We don't want to waste so much time. Raj.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah. Let me call since nobody is coming out.
Chapter 4, verse 9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo viditasvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mamiti sojana. As one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, does not, upon leaving his body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Chapter 4, verse 11.
Very good.
Yeyatham prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyaham mam mam vartamanuvartante manushya pratha sarvashaha. As all surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone who follows my path in all respects, O son of Pratha.
Haribo. Very good. Okay, now is Vasarya Prabhu, it's your turn.
Okay, Prabhu. I can try, but I'm not really didn't memorize the Sanskrit, but I will
Okay.
try.
No, it's all right.
4.9 Janma Karma Chame Divyam. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Then 4.11 Ye yatha mam prapadyante. As one surrenders unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path. Oh, son of Pritha.
Haribo. Translation also is equally important. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for at least trying. We appreciate. Okay. Raya Prabhu, your turn.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Wait, I just joined. So what's
4.9.
4.9? I have to recite again.
Yes.
No, you have to recite again and again.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
You go first.
Can
I
I go
just sit
first,
down.
Prabhu? Can I go first, Prabhu?
Yes. Go first, Mataji. Yes.
Janma karma cha me divyam evam yuviti tat bataha tabbariyam punarjanma naiti mamiti sarjuna.
Very
One who
good.
knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, takes his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. 11.
Yeah.
Yeyatamam prapajanti tam tataiva bhajamiham mamavartmanu vartante manusya parta sarvasaha. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Brita. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So who wants to go next?
Brian.
Okay. I will recite again.
Your network is really slow. Go ahead.
4.9. Janma Manchame Devyam Evam Yavete Tatpataha Janma Tattva Diham Punarjanma Naiti Mamite So Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leave, attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. 4.11. Yeyatamam prapajante kamsakai babachami aham mamavartmano saha. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone who follows my path in all respect. O son of Rita, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Angel, we were hearing your voice. Thank you for reminding him. Okay, so we are going to do this throughout this week till Friday so that we can keep these 2 shlokas. Along the way, we will add more shlokas. They will do that one also like that. There's some few shlokas to learn from here. 434 and like that. So if we do it like that, it become easier for us. So let's continue from where we stopped. So yesterday, Krishna was saying that people quick result, they worship the demigod and they get the results. They get their result quickly. Why? Krishna now, in chapter 4, in the beginning of chapter 4, Krishna divided a little bit in the beginning. Because Krishna, in the previous verse, it was talking about karma. Then suddenly Arjuna asked a question about the lust. What may one force into sin without, as if by force? Then Krishna started talking about lust. And so Krishna discussing about lust from that, when Arjuna asked the question to the end of chapter 3. So in chapter 3, Krishna now told Arjuna, in the end of chapter 3, he mentioned to Arjuna that the knowledge is very, very important. Knowledge of the soul is very, very important to overcome this lust. Okay? Then in chapter 4, Krishna divided a little bit by talking about speaking this same knowledge that is very helpful for the soul to this Bhagavad Gita to sun God. And how the knowledge came in Paramparam system in discipline succession, but now it has been lost, but he's going to give to Arjuna because Arjuna happens to be his friend and his devotee. Then Arjuna need to ask question because he was not sure. Krishna, you say you spoke this knowledge to our sun God. What happened? Sun God is senior by birth to you. How come? Then Krishna is talking about himself. Okay, Krishna started talking about himself, how is eternal, is unborn, and how he comes to the material world in every age, and like that. And how those who understand this become liberated, who understand his activity and birth become liberated. And he talks about how people develop love for him just by be free from attachment, fear, and anger. Now Krishna is going back to the original topic where he diverted from, talking about karma, that is activity. Krishna talk about Nishkarma karma in chapter 3, that is performing action with knowledge, not attached to the result. So Krishna is going to go back to that topic now, okay? Because Krishna already cleared Arjuna of his question and talk about himself, why he's giving this knowledge to Arjuna. And now Krishna is going to continue the original knowledge he gave. That is why I started from this. So let's go to the next verse. We're supposed to continue from today. Okay, I hope the summary helps someone. Okay, let's continue. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Chaturvanya maya shristam guna karma vibhagasha tasyam kartama pimam vidya katarama vyayam. So Krishna now will start talking about karma again. So yes, Adeba is describing, according to the 3 modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer. Be unchangeable. This is very nice. So Krishna created this 4 system for what? Because of action. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, I created this 4 system because of action. Even though I don't follow this system, but because I'm transcendental to this system I've created, but I created it so that to guide the human society on how to perform action. That is what we call Varnashram Dharma. Varnashram Dharma. Varnashram Dharma means we have the 4 Varnas and the 4 Ashramas. So let's quickly go through the purport, then we can talk a little bit more before we continue. Someone want to read the purport? Be fast if you want to read. If you don't want to read, then I will just...
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Yes.
The Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born of him. Everything is sustained by him. And everything after annihilation rests in him. He is therefore the creator of the 4 divisions of the social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. Next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in a mode of passion. The mercantile men, called Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, and the Sudras or laborer class are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of his creating the 4 divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions because he is not one of the conditioned soul, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from the animal status, the above-mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man toward work is determined by the modes of material nature which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this book. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. Although Brahmanas by quality are supposed to know about Brahman, the supreme absolute truth, most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Lord Krishna. But a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahmana and reaches the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Rama, Nrisimha, Varaha, etc. And as Krishna is transcendental to this system of the 4 divisions of human society, a person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the divisions of community, nation, or species. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So Prabhupada is explaining about the 4 Varnas. Prabhupada did not talk about the ashrama. So the Varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. Sorry, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So these 4, according to the different modes of nature. So we are all controlled. Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 27. Who remember that verse? Who wants to remind us? Who can remember? Prakite kriya manani guna karmani sarva saha ankaram vimudatma katahamiti mayate. Krishna mentioned in that verse 3:27 that the living entity under the first ego thinks that is the doer, but actually the 3 modes of material nature is one carrying out everything. So yeah, Krishna is the same, saying the same thing also. That I've created these 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrama, and they are under the different modes of nature, especially the Varna, Varna. They are under this. So Prabhupada explained in the purport how the Brahmana are under the mode of goodness, the Kshatriya under the mode of passion, the Vaishya under the passion and ignorance, and Shudra under the ignorance. So that this is how they are being controlled by this modes of nature. That is why naturally the Brahmana is always interested in studying the scripture, interested in performing austerity, religiosity. So it's naturally inclined to this kind of activities. While Kshatriya is naturally inclined to fighting war, soldier. And then you have the Vaishya, only interested in business. Money, banking and finance and farming and all those things. These are Vaishya. And the Shudra, the laborers, they are laborers to all. The laborers always, assisting both the Brahmana, the Kshatriya, and the Vaishya. So they are laborers. So, but it is mentioned that in this age of Kali, we are all Shudras. Shudra is a Kali Shudra Sambhavan. Everybody is born Shudras in this age. Everyone is born Shudra. So, but Guna karma, by the activities we do, we perform, and our karma, the kind of activity we do, and the nature we acquire determine whether we are on the platform of Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya. But generally, everybody is born Shudra in this age. Prabhupada mentioned the purport that the devotees are completely beyond this. But yes, I always like to understand that we are completely beyond this. But most of the times, most of us, we are neophytes. So when we think that we are transcendental to this Varna, then many of us, sometimes we mistakenly, we start acting on prematurely on transcendence. And then later we realize that we are not transcendental. Then we start having problem. So we should understand that as long as we are not Krishna conscious 24 hours a day, we are still under the modes of material nature. And based on the mode that is influencing our life, we carry out some kind of particular activities. We have to take note of this. Very, very important. Okay. So Krishna is mentioning here, he is the creator of this Varna, this Varnashram Dharma to guide his society, but himself doesn't take part. Even when Krishna came, if you even follow the system, every society you go in the world, you always find these four kinds of people. The intelligent class, they are the Brahmanas. The administrative class, they are the Kshatriyas. The business class, whether banker or farmer or whatever, they are the Vaishyas, and the laborers, the Shudras. Every society you go, you'll find this. You'll find this. So this is the system Krishna have created so that by gradually following this, if you understand our guna and karma, when we understand our nature, then it will be very easy for us to engage in devotional service also. Very, very important. That's why in one of the purports we read, Krishna Prabhupada mentioned that Varnashrama is the stepping stone to liberation for us, for humanity. It's a stepping stone to liberation. Means by following Varnashram, we can be gradually engage our proclivities in serving Krishna. Then gradually we transcend. We should understand this point. Okay, so Krishna is giving that explanation here. So he's going to give further explanation. Any question, comments regarding this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I just wanted to clarify based on my understanding. So you've mentioned there that if we are not Krishna conscious for 24 hours, our activities will be influenced with the three modes of material nature. So yes, we will be acting on the three modes of material nature if we are not going to be Krishna conscious 24 hours. That's what you've mentioned?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just to expatiate on that, it's like this. If you are always Krishna conscious, then you are beyond the modes of material nature. You're on the transcendental mode, pure goodness. But if you are not Krishna conscious, your activity will either be under the influence of goodness, passion, or ignorance. If you're under the mode of goodness, you want to study the scripture, you want to do good activities, you will be happy by those kind of activities if you're under the mode of goodness. You want to chant your rounds. If you're in the mode of passion, you just want to watch movie, you want to go for eateries, you want to do this, do that. If you're in the mode of ignorance, you just want to sleep and sleep. You don't want to do anything. You're always procrastinating, like that. So your activity is going to be influenced by these three modes of nature. But if you are completely transcendental, if you are always chanting Hare Krishna mantra, then this won't have no influence on you because you're absorbing Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So you will not be influenced by all these three modes of nature. So then you are on the transcendental platform. But as long as we are not 24 hours Krishna conscious, we still be controlled by the modes of material nature. Because it's not easy. We are still conditioned so. We are not liberated yet. Okay? By practicing devotional service gradually, we can become liberated. So let's continue from verse 14. Namam karmani panti name karma phale spiraha itimam yo bijanati karma binan sabadyate. So Krishna is further explaining here, there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruit of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reaction of work. So now Krishna is continuing to tell Arjuna about his transcendental nature. Although I'm the one who created everything, I created Brahma, created Shiva, created this material universe, created the system in this universe, but I'm unchangeable, I'm different to this system I've created. And if you understand this, mean to be the creator of all this system, and knowing that I'm completely transcendental to this system I've created, then you also, just by understanding this, you will not be entangled in the fruitive reaction of work. So by knowing Krishna, by understanding Krishna and knowing, engaging in duty with the knowledge of Krishna, we'll be free from the bondage of work. Just like it's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 3:9. Somebody can quickly open and read. You see? If you can find it very fast and read, it will be nice. 3:9. The fastest to see, please read. Krishna mentioned there also very clearly.
Just the translation, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes. 3.9. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way, you will always remain free from bondage.
So Krishna, thank you very much, Prabhu. So Krishna is saying the same thing here. If you understand that Krishna is the enjoyer of all activities, is the supreme controller of everything, just understanding this and performing your activity, you will not be bound by entangled by the fruitive reaction of work. So to understand Krishna, to know Krishna, is the beginning of liberation. That is why I mentioned in that verse 9, Jarma karma chame divyam. Ivam yo betita tataha. Same thing Krishna is repeating. So he's telling Arjuna here, if you understand this truth about me, you will not be entangled by the reaction. So Arjuna, I've explained to you in the beginning about performing your duty and not be attached to the result. But now you have to perform your duty in the knowledge of me. Then you become free from the reaction also. That is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay? And yeah, so purports. Who is reading?
I can read, Prabhu.
Please go ahead. I think the best method is to just call name. Okay.
As there are constitutional laws in the material world stating that the king can do no wrong, or that the king is not subject to the state laws, similarly, the Lord, although he is the creator of this material world, is not affected by the activities of the material world. He creates and remains aloof from the creation, whereas the living entities are entangled in the fruitive results of material activities because of their propensity for lording it over material resources. The proprietor of an establishment is not responsible for the right and wrong activities of the workers, but the workers are themselves responsible. The living entities are engaged in their respective activities of sense gratification, and these activities are not ordained by the Lord for advancement of sense gratification. The living entities are engaged in the work of this world, and they aspire to heavenly happiness after death. The Lord, being full in himself, has no attraction for so-called heavenly happiness. Excuse. The heavenly demigods are only his engaged servants. The proprietor never desires the low-grade happiness such as the workers may desire. He is aloof from the material actions and reactions. For example, the rains are not responsible for different types of vegetation that appear on the earth. Although without such rains, there is no possibility of vegetative growth. Vedic Smriti confirms this fact as follows. Nimitam matram eva shao Shri Jyanam Sarga Karmani Pradana Karani Bhuta Yato Vai Shrija Saktayaha. In the material creations, the Lord is only the supreme cause. The immediate cause is the material nature, by which the cosmic manifestation is made visible. The created beings are of many varieties, such as the demigods, human beings, and lower animals, and all of them are subject to the reactions of their past good or bad activities. The Lord only gives them the proper facilities for such activities and the regulations of the modes of nature, but He is never responsible for their past and present activities. In the Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34, it is confirmed by Shamya Naigrinye na Sapekshatvat. The Lord is never partial to any living entity. The living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord only gives him facilities to the agency of material nature, the external energy. Anyone who is fully conversant with all the intricacies of this law of karma or fruitive activities does not become affected by the results of his activities. In other words, the person who understands this transcendental nature of the Lord is an experienced man in Krishna consciousness, and thus he is never subjected to the laws of karma. One who does not know the transcendental nature of the Lord and who thinks that the activities of the Lord are aimed at fruitive results, as are the activities of ordinary living entities, certainly becomes entangled himself in fruitive reactions. But one who knows the supreme truth is a liberated soul fixed in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
So, thank you very much, Prabhu. So the question is that who is responsible for this happiness and suffering of the living entity? So it's a very big question. So here it is mentioned that Krishna is the supreme cause, he is the permitter. But Krishna is not directly responsible for our suffering and our enjoyment. Okay? So here, there are three things responsible: the Supreme Lord, material nature, and the soul and the living entity himself. Okay? So based on our desire, we get happiness and distress in this world. The living entity, we get happiness and distress based on our desire. Krishna is just only permitter, the one who permits. Okay, you want to suffer. Oh, dear soul, so this thing is not good for you. No, Krishna, I want it. Okay, go and suffer. Okay, so it's like that. So we are the one because of our suffering and enjoyment in this world. So one who understands that Krishna is completely different, is aloof, from just like it mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 3:27, that the nature is the cause of activity, the first ego. The material nature are the cause of activities. Similarly, the living entity also. So there are three causes. There are three causes of activities in this material world: the living entity, the material nature, and the Supreme Lord himself. So the living entity himself is the direct cause of his happiness and distress based on our desire. We are the direct cause. So whatever we are suffering now is due to our desire. And whatever in the future we are going to be suffering or enjoying is due to our desire also. So that is why one will understand that this intricacy of work, like Krishna Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, only then you become liberated from the reaction of work. So we have to understand, and that is why we have to purify ourselves. We have to understand that whatever our desire is very, very important for our happiness and distress. So we have to be very careful, because we are not the one fulfilling our desires. We only desire. The only thing actually the living entity can do is to desire and try to work towards the desire. The success or the result is only given by the Supreme Lord himself. So we have to be aware that our desire is our action, the activity we perform can only bring us happiness or distress. So when we understand this and give up sense enjoyment or desire acting for its own sense enjoyment and engage in Krishna consciousness, then we'll be free from the bondage of work. That's what Prabhupada is explaining in the purport and Krishna is trying to explain in the verse. Any comments or contribution regarding this?
I want to add something from what you mentioned, Prabhu, with regards to the verse.
Please go ahead, Prabhu.
I was watching one of Prabhupada's prayer videos.
Yeah.
He was giving a lecture, and one disciple of him or a devotee asked that why we are here in the material world, something like this. Prabhupada explains that because Krishna doesn't interfere, or God doesn't interfere with our minute independence. So from there we can understand that Krishna is like a loving father to the living entities, that he does not interfere. Sometimes the father, we understand, right, that he says no, 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 but the son or the child still does this things he wants. So we can understand from there that the living entities like uh, can be equivalent, or we can be like a son to God or to Krishna, that we do, or because of our minded independence, we do what we want. But Krishna tells us, no, don't do this. But we still do our what sometimes we think what makes us happy, something like this.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your contribution. So just like Arjuna asked the question, why is it that we are paused in the previous chapter? So it's like based on our loss, So thank you very much, Prabhu. So any other comments or question or contribution? Okay, so Krishna is going to now dive in deep into the karma and he will talk about sacrifices. So let's continue. Chapter 4 is very sweet. Very soon we come to the more sweeter part of it. Very, very nice. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
The network is a little bit slow, so it's coming. Okay. Evam gyatva kritam karma purva api mumokshubhihi kuru kama evam tasmatam purva kritam. So all the liberated soul in ancient time acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. What Krishna is talking about? Let's do some interactive discussion. What Krishna is referring to here? Anyone there want to answer? All the liberated soul in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. What is Krishna referring to? We just discussed it not quite long. Somebody want to try? Don't feel shy. Let us make it interactive.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
if you say liberated souls means the guru and the acharyas, or the Vedic times, like the yugas before, or ancestors.
Yeah, that is what Krishna is saying. He's referring to liberated souls, the great sages of that time before. So what is Krishna saying here? I want somebody to translate. quickly before we go to the purport. Who is there? Who is there? Somebody try. Nobody is trying. What is going on here?
Prabhu, is it
Yes.
Vyasadev, Suka Goswami, or those kind of sages?
Yes. Yes, those kind of sages. But I want somebody to interpret what Krishna is saying in this verse. Who is here? Who can I call?
I want to try, Prabhu.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Translation
You
says
save,
all deliberate. Yes,
you
all
save, you
deliberate.
save, you save everyone. If not, I will have called him now. Thank you.
So Krishna is saying, all the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. So Krishna, this is just based on my understanding. Please also help me, Prabhu, if I'm.
No, it's all
Uh,
right.
so Krishna is telling Arjuna that all the liberated souls in ancient times. So what Pitambar Prabhu and you have confirmed, these are we can understand that these are the acharyas, like Sukadev Goswami and great personalities from Srimad Bhagavatam from the previous times, from the previous ages, because they have the knowledge or the understanding of what is Krishna saying here, the his transcendental nature, or his activities or leelas or pastimes. And then Krishna says, therefore you should perform your duty. Krishna is telling about our duty with regards to Varnashram Dharma, to our prescribed duties, following in their footsteps, following which with what we are also we can understand what we are also doing, following in the previous acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, the six Goswamis, Haridas Thakur, and so on and so forth.
Thank you very much, Mabu. At least I'm very happy that you tried. Thank you. Okay, Ashram Mataji Sans is up. Let's listen to her before I say something.
I think he explained almost everything what I want to share. So, based on my understanding, like the acharyas, like Arjuna, he was actually the first disciple of Sri Krishna, and because of Arjuna, we are understanding the Bhagavad Gita because he is trying to follow the instruction of the Lordship because he understand his transcendental nature, and by his example we should try also to follow our like dharma based on our ashrams. That's how I
Thank
understand.
you.
Thank you, Hare
Pitamba
Krishna.
Prabhu, you want to speak something different? Let's hear from you. I want somebody to speak something different.
Prabhu, it has to be in the disciplic succession. Everything
Okay.
has to be in the disciplic succession because there's a lot of information about Krishna. So we should be following those who are under the disciplic succession because I think in the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the disciplic succession was destroyed, and then Krishna came back here to reestablish Dharma.
After Chaitanya Prabhu.
Wait. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to establish the Dharma, right? Because it was
Yes.
broken somehow. I don't know where it broke. Like the disciplic succession broke, right? I'm trying to
Yes.
remember it.
Yeah. I don't know where it broke. Krishna said it broke. I don't know where it broke, but Krishna came to reestablish that by speaking this to Arjuna. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Tripura Mataji, please. I want direct interpretation of this verse in connection to previous verses. Okay.
Yeah, actually, like Krishna is particularly mentioning about the ancient times, like the liberated souls. It's like up to my perception. Maybe Krishna must be mentioning about some great souls like Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, like how their ancestors, like Arjuna's ancestors, they got liberated by knowing the Krishna's transcendental nature, and Krishna is asking Arjuna to follow their footsteps to attain him.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mataji. I'm very happy when it's interactive. Okay, so let's read the verse again. It says, all the liberated soul in the ancient time acted with the understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Okay, so Krishna is saying here, he has described previously, just explained about his transcendental nature. What did he say about his transcendental nature? Please, somebody tell me.
The one who understands, is it the one, Prabhuji? My transcendental nature.
It's one of it, but it just the verse before this and the one before that. Krishna explained something about himself. Somebody
It is
tell
like
us.
above all the three modes of nature.
Yeah, Krishna says, I created this Varnashram and I'm transcendental to this Varnashrama. Okay? Then in the one that followed that, it says, if you understand knowledge about me, that I'm not conditioned by the action and you perform your duty, you'll be liberated. So here, Krishna is continuing the same thing. We have to be able to connect the verses. That's what I'm trying to do now. Okay? So Krishna is saying, all liberated soul in the ancient time acted in this understanding of my transcendental nature, which that Krishna is beyond the Varnashrama. And Krishna is completely transcendental, is aloof, and is not conditioned by the action and reaction of this world. So therefore, Arjuna, you should perform your duty following their footsteps, because I already explained to you that I am transcendental. Okay, so let's read Prabhupada's purport. Somebody want to read? I hope the rain noise is not entering the mic. Are you hearing the noise?
There are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their hearts, and some of them are materially free. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleansing process, following the regulative principle of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness so that others may follow their exemplary activities and thereby be benefited. Foolish persons or neophytes in Krishna consciousness often want to retire from activities without having knowledge of Krishna's consciousness. Arjuna's desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. One need only how to act. To retire from activities of Krishna consciousness and to sit aloft making a show of Krishna consciousness is less important than actually engaging in the field of activities for the sake of Krishna. Arjuna is here advised to act in Krishna consciousness following the footsteps of the Lord's previous disciples, such as the sun god Vishwasan, as mentioned herein before. The Supreme Lord knows all his past activities, as well as those of persons who acted in Krishna consciousness in the past. Therefore, he recommends the acts of the sun god who learned this art from Lord some million of years ago before. All such students of Lord Krishna are mentioned here as past liberated persons engaged in the discharge of duties allotted by Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So we can see a proper explanation, make it very easier for us to understand. So foolish person or neophyte in Krishna consciousness often want to retire from activity without having knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Okay, Arjuna desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. So here Krishna is saying that we don't need to give up work. We don't need to retire from work. We should work as a devotee, but we should work in Krishna consciousness. We should work in Krishna consciousness. Because in the neophyte stage, we cannot give up work. If we give up work, we will suffer. So we should work in Krishna consciousness. Okay? Any comments or contribution based on this?
There's also one verse, Prabhu, that in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, maybe you can remind us that we should offer if we cannot be Krishna conscious, we cannot offer our results or
Yeah, that is chapter 12. That is chapter 12. Yeah,
Yes,
chapter
we
12,
should,
from 8 to
yes.
12. Krishna explained, give that's, yeah, give us different options. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Any other one? Okay. Yes, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
We've been studying scriptures and we do understand, but then how is it to have this practical application? Because it is easier said than done that we should be at our, like, like all of this work and everything, and we should offer it to Krishna. So what would be the
Come again. Come again.
I mean, what would be the practical application for us devotees to really practice this, that we should not be attached in the fruitive results of our activities, because it is easier said than done. So I just want to ask that.
You just have to practice. There is no two ways for practicing. When you perform activities, if they criticize you that it's not good, don't be disturbed. Oh, Bataji, this is not good. Oh, I spend all my energy. You cannot even appreciate. You know. Oh, Krishna, we should see Krishna in there. Oh, you are such a wonderful devotee. See what you have done. You have done it. I hope everybody, I hope you are hearing my glories. Nowadays, she's just realizing my glories. I hope you can hear what she's saying about me. I hope you can feel that. Can you hear that? Mataji, please loud it so that they can hear how great I am. Okay, I hope nobody is missing this. I hope you are hearing it. Mataji, please repeat it. In your mind, the person is saying like this. Okay, so we just have to practice. When we do something good and we are glorified, we should give the praise to Krishna and the devotees and the Guru. And when we are criticized also, we should feel that we should do more next time. We should put the blame on ourselves. We should not put it on anybody. Okay. Nikki, back to Nikki, please go ahead. Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, I'm just gonna add on to what you're saying, that
Please go
when it
ahead.
comes to, there's a saying, I've heard it from like Georgia O'Keeffe. It says that flattery and criticism should go down on the same drain, so that it wouldn't really affect you.
Yeah.
So even if it's positive or negative, they all go down on the same path, and you should just let it be, catch and release. So nothing will ever really affect you when it comes to your mental health or your emotional health. So that's my secret, really.
Oh, very good. Very good. It's good that you're practicing that, but it's not easy. Majority of people, once they criticize them, they finish. Majority. And once they are being glorified, they are finished. Now the result is achieved. Let me go and rest. I've been glorified. Let me go and sleep. I don't need to do anything more. So people, once we are under the most of material nature, we are really affected. So thank you for adding that. Yes, we have to practice. Most of us who are not on that platform, we have to practice. Just like Bhakti Nikki said, let the two go down the drain. If you are glorifying, you have to give the praises to someone. If you are glorified, give it to Guru and Krishna. Oh, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, I'm able to do that. And by the mercy of the devotees. And if you are being criticized, take it on yourself. Don't try to blame anybody. Don't look for somebody to blame. Okay, I didn't do very nice this time. Next time I will try to improve myself. Okay, this is how to react to that. In that way, we'll be more practical, and we can, develop proper consciousness on how to accept both criticism and praise, like that. Yes, Pitamba Prabhu. Unmute yourself, Prabhu J. We have 4 minutes to go. Is Pitamba Prabhu there? You want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu.
Up.
So,
Okay.
like everybody is trying to, I mean, our seniors are doing their best to be an example devotee, and they have many sacrifices, and some devotees, the junior ones, they don't want to, um for let's say, to follow the footsteps. So how does that work? We cannot just be always humble
Yeah.
and be
No,
transcendental all the time.
you're right. The thing that is there is that, say, if the senior devotees are showing the proper example and the junior they are not willing to follow, then it means that the junior they don't really know what they want. Because when you know what you want, you go for it. Okay, somebody wants to be a lawyer. We learn from a very advanced and veteran, somebody who is experienced in that field. Want to be a doctor, you learn from the person who is in that field. So if you want to be a devotee, you follow your seniors. It's a realized devotee, advanced devotee. You try to follow their footsteps, try to take their instruction. So if the juniors are not following the instruction of the seniors, they are not following their footsteps, means that they don't really know what they want. They are not certain about, because when you are not sure about your purpose, you don't become decisive in your action. As a human being, when human being become clear about what he or she wants, he go for it. He doesn't care about what others are saying. Well, as long as you are not convinced, you just be indecisive. You just like, what should I do? What should I do? Let me go and sleep. They'll be pushing you and pulling you. Come and do this. Again, I have to do that again because you are not sure of what you want. So that is why it's very, very important to have a clarity of purpose. Like I always advise devotees when they come to temple, what do you want in the temple? Do you just want to come to the temple just to sleep and eat, or you come there to purify yourself so that you can understand Krishna? If your purpose is clear why you're in the temple, you'll be more serious. We will not just be sleeping and eating. And every other activities, like look as if you are being forced to do them. You will do them with love and devotion because you know why you are there. You want to chant, you want to read, you want to perform a devotional service. So you are very enthusiastic in doing all these things because you have clarity of purpose. When there's no clarity of purpose, then everything will be struggle. Just like students who are going to school, once they have clarity of purpose and target, it's easier for them to, always become the best in the class. Some other students are there, they're not sure whether they want to be the best. So they will just be following. They will learn just to pass. But those who really want to excel, they work hard for it. They're very enthusiastic about working hard. They go for it. And they will always become the best because they're very clear that they want to be the best. So they will pursue that. So once you have purpose in what you are doing, it becomes easier for you to develop passion and really, go for it. Okay. So first of all is that we should understand the importance of devotional service, the benefit in our life, and how it's going to save us from the future danger. Because devotional service actually is going to save us from dangers in the future. We don't know what is our future. We don't know what is the suffering that will be there in the future. We don't know the enjoyment that will be there. Both enjoyment and suffering, they are there. This is the nature of the material world. Enjoyment is okay, but what about the suffering? Can we undo that? Or when we become devotee, we become serious in devotional service, our mind is prepared towards these things. Then it's easier for us to accept them. Okay? So we'll stop here because it's already 8:01. I have to go to the altar, and we'll continue tomorrow. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So tomorrow
Thank
again, we are
you.
going to recite the shloka before we start. Those who did not come in late today so that they will not recite, we will catch them tomorrow. I'm not referring to anyone, I'm just speaking generally. So don't laugh at anyone, okay? Okay. Okay, Vanchaka Pataruvyascha, Kripa Sindhu Vacha, Patana Baba, Vaishnavi. So thank you all of you. And very soon we will come across another verse we are going to memorize. Very soon, very soon. By the time we will go a little forward in this, the other verses we are going to come across, another sweet verse will come. Very soon, it's coming very fast. So we're going to learn that also. It's very nice verse, okay? Jai. Shlapa ki Jai. Samahit Lavrinda ki Jai. Shlapa.
Yeah.
Our
Prabhu,
glorious
before we
Master.
end,
Okay. Wow,
sorry.
We missed you yesterday.
Yeah.
We were not there. We missed you yesterday. Okay.
Before we end, just everyone, I just would like to
We
take
missed you
a
yesterday. Let us
picture.
now show your style. Show your style.
Will
In Filipino, they
Ryan
will do like this.
or
One
like
with
this?
God, huh?
Peace sign. But as Vaishnavas, we do like this. Hare Krishna. Everyone, please look at your cameras. Wear a big smile. 1, 2, 3.
Arrivo.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu Kavi. Thank you,
Don't worry,
everyone.
by
Good night,
the time we will finish our Bhakti Shastri, when we will start collecting our certificates, you are going to take the camera. We are going to take the picture also.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh,
Thank you,
glory.
Prabhu. Thank you, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.